Good morning. Hey, you guys. Wow. So here we are in Calgary, and it's the 4th of July, whatever that means. And I'm, I'm in a bit of a hurry this morning. I have some commitments here in town that I have to get to. And well, yesterday I actually never got to finish my reading. Yesterday I was on the side of the road. I don't know if some of you who watch me regularly would remember I was on the side of the road and out in this beautiful cedar grove just off the road between Sycamoose and Revelstoke. And I thought I had enough time to do the reading, and I didn't, and I didn't get to finish. So I'm going to quickly read July 3rd, and then I'll read July 4th. In the beginning of Alcoholics Anonymous, there were only two persons, Bill and Bob. Now there are many groups and thousands. This is written in 54, so there was only thousands at that time. There's now millions of people in the 12-step world. True, the surface has only been scratched. There's probably, at that time, he thought 2 million persons in America who need our help. Optimistic of him, wasn't it? More and more people are making a start in AA each day. In the case of each individual member, the beginning has been accomplished when he admits he's powerless and turns to a power greater than himself, admitting that his life has become unmanageable. The higher power works for good in all things and helps us to accomplish much in individual growth, in the growth of the 12-step groups. As am I doing my part in helping AA or the 12-step groups to grow? That was the thought for the day for yesterday, which I missed. And, I ended up riding, and I work on Friday nights at a recovery center here in town. So I rode right to work. Got there late, but it didn't finish till midnight. Meditation for the day. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they should be filled. That's a quote from the Bible. Only in the fullness of faith can the heart sick and faint and weary be satisfied, healed and rested. Think of the wonderful spiritual revelations still to be found by those who are trying to live the spiritual life. Much of life is spiritually unexplored country. Only to the concerted, only to the consecrated and loving people who walk with God in spirit can these great spiritual discoveries be revealed. Keep going forward and keep loving in righteousness. Wow, I could talk about this paragraph for a long time, but we're just going to read it briefly today. This is yesterday's thought for the day, meditation for the day, and prayer for the day. And I pray that I may be held back by the material, that I may not be held back by the material things of the world. I pray that I may let God lead me forward. And then we have the reading for the 4th of July. Hi, Donna. It's interesting. I just want to chat a little bit about one thing. I'm really blessed that I get to work with addicts and alcoholics, and have them in my life, and I sponsor. And what I recognize is that we drank and used to get out of our head, to get, because we were generally, when I got high, when I got loaded, it was so that I didn't have to be here. I could escape. It was my escape. It was, it was my medicine. And so this path of consciousness or spiritual development, or seeking the kingdom of heaven or God, is also a way to leave behind our old way of thinking and our old belief systems. Because there's nothing wrong. Well, I won't say that for sure, but let's say there's nothing physically wrong with our brains. just for this conversation, because for some of us there certainly is. But let's say that there's nothing physically wrong with our brains. It's just our perception, our concepts that are generally pretty fucked up. And so we need to find a new way to be. And to be is actually the whole deal. So we're no longer living in the past or in the future or in our ideas or our beliefs about ourselves. And that comes from living in a more conscious, awake way. So it's a beautiful path, and in that path we live, compassionately, we live lovingly, we live, so why wouldn't we want that path? When the other path didn't work, nothing really fixed us. It didn't matter how many motorcycles we had, or how many vehicles we had, or how many girlfriends we had, or boyfriends we had, and it didn't fill us up. It didn't matter how much we drank or used, and to get out of our heads, to get crazy, because it didn't fill us up. That we always come back to who we thought we were, to our perceived reality, which isn't a reality, it's a dream. So being awake in the moment is the reality, and it's beautiful. Listen to it. Here we are. July the 4th, thought for the day. In AA it says, there's no thought of individual profit, no greed, no gain, no membership fees, no dues, only voluntary contributions of our money and ourselves. All that we hope for is sobriety and regeneration, so that we can live normal, respectable lives. And be recognized by others as men and women willing to do unto others as we would be done by. These things we accomplish by the help of each other, by following the 12 steps, and by the grace of God. Am I willing to work for the 12 steps or for AA without material gain to myself? Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, that's the way it was set up. And it's really, really nicely done. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, love. I read yesterday's just a minute ago, because I never got off the bike till quite late. And then today, meditation of the day. What is sometimes called by religion as conversion is often only the discovery of God as a friend in need. Mm-hmm. What is sometimes called religion is often only the experiencing of the help and strength of God's power in our lives. What is sometimes called holiness is often only the invitation of God to be our friend. As God becomes our friend, we become a friend to others. Nice. We experience true human friendship. And from this experience, we can imagine what kind of a great friend God can be. We believe him to be a tireless, selfless, all-conquering, miracle-working friend. Hey, hi Tessa, hi Brenda. We believe him to be a tireless, selfless, all-conquering, all miracle-working friend. We can reach out the great friend and figuratively take his hand in ours. So again, this whole thing is a concept, an idea, concept of God that fits for many, and it gives us an idea of something other than or greater than ourselves. What truly happens is that as we experience the moment, as we breathe into now and we live, happy, joyous, and free in this moment, in this love, that's the experience of God, and it can't really be described. That's the problem with the idea of God, is that we don't have a description, and when we try to describe and try to put boundaries around this idea, then it seems to become religion, and that becomes dogma, and we rebel at that. So just breathe and be here now. And you can use prayer to be here now, meditation to be here now. Just listening to those birds brings me here. It's like, wow. Just pause. Just pause and feel the moment. There's nothing else here. No past, no future. Yeah, it's beautiful. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may think of God as a great friend in need. Pray that I may go along with him. I may go along with him. Beautiful. So that's it. The thought for the day for the 3rd of July, which I just read earlier, and for the 4th. And recognize it. There can be no greater path than this path inward, and this path to our greater self. You know, Bill Wilson said in We Agnostics, in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, he said, God either is or he isn't. Either he's everything or he's nothing. What is our choice to be? And if he's everything, if God is everything, he's not he, but he's not she, but he is he, and he is she, he's everything. He's you, he's me. Not the small you, the small ego-based me, but beyond that. So that's what we have the possibility of experiencing, you know, not with our intellect, but with our presence. So, and it's pretty cool. Okay, gotta go. I got a big day here today. I'm going to be at Cain's selling tickets. We're supporting Fresh Start, and it's one way. We have a motorcycle we're raffling off. So I'm at Cain's all day. Come visit. JR is going to come down and help me today, my friend JR. And so I'll be there from kind of 10 till 3. If you get a chance to come, that would be just, you know, freaking awesome. Okay. Love you guys. Happy, joyous, and free. Ambassadors of love. Okay, bye-bye.